Hey traders, John Howell here from tradinginvestingforyou.com. In this video, as you know, I'm going to be showing you some stuff through the markets, and I'm going to be educating you some tips, some tricks, some ways of viewing the markets, and so on and so forth. So please take this as general advice. I don't know your situation, and as we can see right now by looking at the charts, the markets are very volatile, and therefore they are getting riskier and riskier. So it's important you need to know what you're doing, and it's important that you are trading with risk money, money that is risk money, and also good risk management, and also good money management as well too. Okay, so with that being said, I don't know your personal situation, so let's actually get into the actual chart. Look at the S&P 500 here, and what I've done here is I've actually taken everything off the screen apart from the volume, the stochastics, and then a 200 moving average on the charts. And we're looking at a daily chart right now, and if I squeeze my chart right up here, we can actually see a few things that are happening here. One, we actually have a trend line probably from back here somewhere, from back there. Probably have a trend line through there. Okay, so it looks like we've got something going on through there. Okay, bit of a long-term channel up through there. You can see it all touched through there. And if I copy that and show you a bit of a parallel trend line, you can see we're in probably a bit of a nice little channel going through there. Maybe something going up through there as well. And then you can see we actually have something going through here as well. Okay, through there. And then we also have something going on through here as well. Let's have a look here. Okay. But we won't have that because I don't want too many lines on the chart. So what we see now is we see basically a big upward channel in place, especially the S&P 500, especially on the daily chart right now. We see the markets run up top here, came down the bottom, run up to the top here, came down to the bottom, and now we're slowly stair-stepping higher as well. This is looking on the daily chart. Now if I zoom in, we also can see on a horizontal basis, we also can see that we have the major highs up the top here, which is almost about to hit. Okay, and then we also have support and resistance just underneath that, which is probably around about that level through there. Right there. And so by looking at these levels, the S&P is almost about to hit the highs of the day. Now what's happened is this day right here was the fiscal cliff announcement day, so to speak. The market ran up, but after that day, the market has 1-2 days where it hasn't actually done much. So you know, as a market, as you know, the indicators can say the market's turning around, but if this market's in a big bull market, then it doesn't matter what the indicators say, this market's going to keep going up, up, and up, and up. Okay, that's what I do know. But what I'm looking at right now, especially we're looking at this chart here, is this market's running up, and then it's just slowly moving forward. So it's not actually showing any strength to the high side. You'd expect bars to be doing that, and then straight through, and then straight through. You know, and if the market was as strong as we'd like it to be, if the market's in a bull market. So right now I'm seeing the S&P 500 is actually not that strong right now. We're hitting these highs up here of around 1400 level. Let's delete that, and you can see that the market is actually quite struggling at that level right now. And you can see that if I just draw a trend line from here to there, you can see there's it's actually a bit of a resistance level through there. Okay, you see that there? All the resistance through there, resistance, 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 and now it's coming back up to resistance again. So definitely on the resistance level on the S&P 500, there's a couple of levels that's resistance there. And yeah, let's go back to the 60-minute chart here. We can actually see on the hourly chart that this actually looks quite bearish overall. If we have a look at this here, this market's ran up, but you can see how this market's just slowly moved to the high side. This is actually a bearish pattern. So I'm actually expecting a little bit upward move, and then if it doesn't break out severely and then continue up here, it's like it run up, reject, come back down, and probably have a bit of a pullback through here somewhere. That's for the short term anyway. But once again, if it doesn't break out and continue to get some good volume through here, it's going to reverse and have at least a pullback down towards here somewhere. Because you can see on the daily chart, once again, on the daily chart, there's actually not a lot of buying movement in the last couple of days. And once again, going into the 60-minute chart, even over to the 2-hourly chart, you can actually see there's actually not a lot of buying strength. And if you look at the strength in the moves, this is what you want to see in a bull market, right? You want to see big buyers and then weak sellers and then big buyers. But what do we have? We have big buyers, strong buyers, and then weak buyers. So if the buyers don't start to get strong again, the sellers are going to get strong, and they're going to probably bring it down through here somewhere, probably down to this 1400 level somewhere. Okay, especially looking at these indicators here on the 60-minute chart. So that's for the short term anyway. Okay. So that's looking at the S&P 500 there, and again that does look pretty look pretty weak. But as we know, in a bull market, which we still are in, the overall markets can keep going up, even with the indicators majorly overbought or oversold, or overbought. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So moving over now, let's actually have a go look at Apple, because I was looking at Apple before. Let's go to the weekly chart here. And I was looking at Apple before, and we can see after breaking out of this channel, this line through here, just delete that, you can see we've gone into a bit of a downward movement through here. And then by looking at this here, you can see if I draw a trend line from there and I extend it out through there, you can actually see that before we actually ran up, hit the level here, came back up, and it came back up and hit the exact same level around about that sort of 550 level. You can actually see it ran up and rejected again. That's actually quite a weak sign for Apple. And if we have a look at support and resistance levels, we can see we actually have sort of one major area of support and resistance through there, because you can definitely see all the touches through there, but especially this last time through there. And then obviously the support is coming down through here, was a bit of a double bottom. So you can see literally from, you know, moving forward from sort of November, December last year into now, or as I'm doing this recording, you can see actually Apple is actually quite weak here. If we have a look at Apple overall on a big long-term basis, we can see there is a big long-term trend line coming up through here. Okay, but it's actually going to take, it's actually down here at sort of 460 before it actually even starts hitting that long-term trend line. If we go to our daily chart now, we can actually see on the daily chart we're still getting, the buys are definitely not strong through here. We're below the 200 moving average now on the daily chart, and now that's looking very, very weak overall. So if as long as Apple stays below the 200 moving average, this is very, very weak, and therefore we're likely to spend some time to the downside. And I believe in the short term to at least come down and touch this bottom again. If it does do that, we're likely to break back down towards this long-term trend line, where we're likely to find at least a bit of support there, because that is, this one here is a weekly support line. Okay, that one right there. Okay, so that's a weekly support line. Like my artwork? Fantastic, right? I should be an artist. So that's the weekly. That's the weekly trend line. That's what's happening with Apple as well too. We had this major high up here, had this major touch through here, and it rejected it off through there. That's a very weak sign. As long as we stay below that, then Apple is showing very, very weakness. If we want to see some strength in Apple and show that it's actually back on par again, then we want to see some movement, especially above this trend line through. Let's get a better trend line, especially above that line there. We want to see some buying movement above that to actually show some strength in Apple. Alright, that's it for me, traders. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you come down to tradinginvestingforyou.com and check us out there. We're always updating articles and videos on our blog, so go check out our blog there as well. Make sure you check us out on our Facebook, facebook.com/sharetradingmastery, and also make sure you check us out on Twitter, which is twitter.com/John Trader. Twitter.com/John Trader. That's it for me, guys. This is John Hell here, speaking to you from my dungeon. My dungeon? My office. Alright, traders, I'm out of here. No matter what happens, say to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and that is, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.